Yo, what is going on? Today we are back on YouTube recording another video. It's been like 12 days or something like that since I last posted a video. But today we're going to be adding it or doing another tier list, but it's going to be Fortnite themed this time. So I'm actually doing a all Fortnite seasons, Chapter 6, Season 3 tier list. So that means basically the most recent was Chapter 6 Season 3, which was the Star Wars season, which. So I think I'm literally just going to go in order of, hold on. I'm just going to go in order from what it's at right now. Or should I start with, oh no, it is the superhero season. Cool. So, do I start from most recent, or do I start from like the oldest? I think I'm gonna start from most recent. All right. So this season was extreme. So just Chapter 6 Season 3, by the way. This season was extremely good when it first came out. I liked this season a lot. But then they added the Storm Beast, and it went from like an A tier straight down to a B tier to maybe even C tier. I'm just gonna put it there for a second to fix my necklace. But the worst thing that they did this season was add the Storm Beast, and then nerf it, and then like keep it in ranked, which was the worst thing they could have done, bro. Take this out of ranked, and your game's good. That's the simple thing. I'm gonna put it B tier. It's not terrible. The only bad part is the map and the Storm Beast. Next is the Star Wars season. The weapons were really fun to use. The new AR, the new shotguns, all the new Star Wars weapons. Like, it was a season of straight fresh content except for the map. Like, we were on the map already, but everything else was fresh. The weapons were all new except for the E11 blaster and some other stuff. But that's about it. But I still think this season was pretty terrible. The TIE fighters were annoying, and so were the X-Wings. So, I'm gonna put it B tier. Yeah, B tier. Alright, next was the Lawless season. This season was, like, it brought out, what I liked is it brought out it brought out a bunch of new exotic weapons, but that was the only thing it had going for it. And the Mammoth Pistol came back. That was the only good things about this season. Everything else was terrible. The map was still terrible. Everything about this map, and I hate the Chapter 6 map, so I'm a little biased. But I'm putting Lawless at C tier. Next up is the okay, whatever. Next up is the Chapter 6 Season 1. This season was A tier in my opinion. I didn't hate the map because I wasn't used to it yet, and I also liked the loophole. It was a good season overall. The only bad thing was the Oni and the Typhoon Blade. The sword was OP, and I don't care what you say. The Typhoon Blade was genuinely one of the most annoying things to go up against, and whenever I used it for some reason, it just never did the same damage that was being dealt to me. So yeah, that's C tier season, or A tier, sorry. Is it in the same category as some of these A tiers? Nah, this thing's B tier. This season is A tier, though. Listen, the remix season was extremely good, and in my opinion, I think it was perfect. Everything was really good, except for, what's it called? The only thing I didn't like about remix, and the whole premise of remix, was that they changed the agency, the grotto, and the shark. I didn't like that. The grotto was fine. The agency was fine. I just didn't like the shark. I didn't like Ice Spice's grappler. I think it kind of was a disadvantage because it sped you up, or no, it gave you the ice things, which was not good in my opinion. So the only thing I didn't like was the POI changes, which is kind of the whole premise of what it was, but I didn't like it. Next up, Chapter 5 Season 4. This season's B tier. It was one of those seasons where it's really cool at first, but it's got a little bit of disadvantage. It's got a little bit of a disadvantage being that it's at the end of the chapter, so everyone's used to the map already. Everyone's tired of it, but it was really cool seeing. I liked the raft, and I liked Dr. Doom's domain or whatever it was. What were the other POIs? I don't remember the other new POIs that came out this season, but the mythics were good. The only annoying part was the jetpacks being removed from ranked. Those were so fun to use, and they were the best mobility item, and you could hit some crazy plays. And the Sovereign Shotgun was one of the worst ever, in my opinion. Next up, we have Chapter 5, Season 3. Probably one of the worst seasons in this game. The cars were extremely broken. The loot pool was absolutely terrible. Nitro Fists were the most annoying thing ever. There was no mobility in ranked after they removed the cars, shockwaves. There was only the little nitro splashes, and those were really good, but there was only 6 of them. So, what I would have done is I would have taken out the mythic cars, replaced it with something cooler, and I would have taken out the and I would have taken away the car attachments. Just put regular cars in to ranked. But this season was terrible, absolutely terrible. I hit Diamond 3 that season. That's my lowest rank that I've ever hit on Fortnite. I just did not play ranked that season. I didn't even play the game. If I did, it was probably reload. This reload carried the season. That's why if there was an F tier, it would be here. It would be there. It would be there. Next up, Chapter 5 Season 2, Chapter 5 Season 2. This season is I'm debating. I'm putting an A tier. Everything was so fun, and it felt like a different aspect of the game. A lot of people hated it, but I liked the water changes that they made, like with the dashing water in the underworld and all that stuff. I think that was really, really cool on their end, and I really respect it. And they actually came up with a good idea for once, instead of, just brain dumping and absolutely brain farting. It was a great season in my opinion, though. The Chains of Hades were really fun to use. The Thunderbolt of Zeus was really fun to use. And yeah, going against it was annoying, but at the end of the day, it was a very fun season to play. And if I could go back to that season, I would. Chapter 5 Season 1. This is S tier. I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but it brought out a new version of competitive that we haven't seen in forever. The coolest part for me was that we got medallions. Medallions added a whole new aspect of the game. You didn't have to carry minis if you had a medallion, because it would give you back 100 health. They did nerf it, and it was a good nerf. I liked the nerf, and I feel like they did it in a good way that didn't keep them that didn't cause you to drop them, but you still needed them. I think that was a cool nerf they made. And the mythics were really fun to use. The loot pool was awesome. The map was really good. Everything about this season was perfect. I liked it. Cluster clingers being added, and I did a cluster strat on this map and this season. It was really fun to use, but they got rid of the whole cluster thing the next season, which I was a little upset about, but whatever. OG. I'm putting it in B tier. I don't think it was better than any of these seasons. I don't know. Listen, I'll put it there. I like the battle pass a lot. And this is strictly off of it's not going to be really much battle pass related, but for some of the cooler battle pass seasons that are going to be on this list, I'm definitely going to put some of the battle passes on there just as a carry thing, because some of these need it. I think OG coming back, it was good. It was a really refreshing feel, especially for a lot of the OG players. But the worst thing they did ever was bring it back now. OG now, I think, is one of the dumbest things ever, in that it ruined the nostalgic part of the game. Yeah, we got it back for a month or whatever it was, and that was refreshing, and it made people miss it even more. And it gave the people that wanted to play it again that sense of playing it again. It had its peak players at 1.2 million or something like that. It was a good season, but I think the introduction of OG Fortnite coming back earlier this season was not, or earlier this chapter, I don't think that was a good decision on Epic Games' part. But they're money hungry, so whatever. This season, Chapter 4, Season 4, I believe. I didn't really play this season, so a lot of people were telling me it's good. I didn't play this season. I didn't like Chapter 4 at all. Chapter 4 is my least favorite chapter, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. Pretty much everyone is, actually, but it's my least favorite chapter. I didn't like it. I didn't like the map. I didn't like the loot pool. I didn't like anything about this chapter, so I didn't play this season. So I'm just gonna put a B tier from what I hear from everyone else. It's just how it is. Same thing for this season. I heard it's terrible. It's going to D tier. I did play a little bit of this season, and I can also agree it was terrible. The only good part about this season was the Optimus Prime like cannon thing, whatever that was. That was the only cool part about this season. Next is the Mega City season. This season was all right. I think it's right up here with the B tier. We got the introduction to Mega City, but that was about it. There was nothing really new about it from, Chapter 4, Season 1 that made it so much more special. It was kind of the same. Speaking of which, Chapter 4, Season 1 was... Oh, whoops. I believe that goes there again. Where's Chapter 4, Season 1 at, bro? Chapter 4, Season 1, where'd you go? There it is. Alright, yeah, anyway, this season was B tier again. It was the start of a chapter. I did like this season, though. This was the only season, Chapter 4, I actually liked, but I don't think it's anywhere near comparable to A tier and not even close to S tier. So we can just kind of throw that out the way. Let's just get that out there, that Chapter 4, Season 1 was nowhere near as good as my A tier and S tier. Let's just throw that out there. Anyway, I think it was an alright season. I think the aspect of player count was really high during the season for some reason. I think a lot of people thought it would be a new game kind of thing, because it was. I mean, we got a new map. The loot pool was amazing, though. I really liked the loot pool. The Thunder Shotgun is probably my favorite shotgun in the game, other than the pump, of course. But yeah. I mean, the Thunder Shotgun is one of the best shotguns in the game. Next up, we have Chapter 3, Season 4, I believe. Yeah, Season 4 of Chapter 3. This season was the epitome of C tier. Like, literally, the chrome weapons were fun a little bit, or the Eva Chrome AR and shotgun were fun to use. But that's about it. Goo Gun was annoying as hell. Everything else about the season was kind of stupid. The Battle Pass was really good, though. Vyman season was D tier. It was so boring. It was so boring. The only fun POI they added was like the Cuddle Team Leader POI. That was it. That was literally it. That was the only fun POI they added. Everything else about the season was dry and boring. Battle Pass was cool, though. I liked the Battle Pass. Chapter 3, Season 2 is up there. It's up here somewhere. I'm thinking here. It introduced zero build, so a lot of players, a lot of our community could come together and, if you didn't like building and you hated the building aspect, there you go. It introduced zero build. It was cool. Battle Pass was cool. This was when Fortnite had queues. Like, I think this was the last season where Fortnite actually had a queue that you had to wait in to play the game. That's how you know the season was good. Next, next is Chapter 5 season, or Chapter 3 Season 1. This is S tier season. And let me tell you why. Spider-Man gloves were the most fun item, I think, ever. The most fun mobility item ever. Grapple glove kind of copied it. Wasn't as fun. And that feeling when you first found the Spider-Man gloves was amazing. The loot pool was really, really good. Yeah, I think, honestly, everything about the season, the MK was a top-tier weapon. The loot pool was awesome. Competitive was at one of its highest points ever. Player count was also high. No one really had quit the game yet at that time, and that's what's most important. Next up, we have Chapter 2, Season 8, C tier. This season was terrible in the fact that they still had that weird makeshift thing going on where you had to crowd to pumps, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not like this season whatsoever. Everything about the season made me angry. I just didn't like it. That's just me, though. But yeah, I didn't like the little zombie areas that you had to go into. I liked the Battle Pass a lot, though. I think the Battle Pass was really cool. Next up, we have Chapter 2, Season 7. I think this was a B tier season. B tier is kind of the average season, It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's kind of that thing. But I feel as if... I just feel like the only cool parts were the UFOs. Like, that was it. That was kind of the whole premise of the season, but that was it. There was no real new content. I feel like the motherships, though, were really fun, though. Like, you're basically guaranteed to get somewhat decent loot. That was pretty cool. But that's about it for that season. All right, Chapter 2, Season 6. If there was F tier, it'd go there, but if there's not, sadly. So, yeah, no, this season's terrible. I mean, let's just keep up the facts. A lot of people are like, Chapter 2, Season 6 wasn't that bad. Yes, it was. It was terrible. Absolutely putrid. If Epic Games brought back this season, I would quit the game. I would not play that hellhole again. The map pool, or the map was terrible. The Spire Towers were terrible. I hated the loot pool. The makeshift items made me so angry. And then you had that stupid auto shotgun knockoff. That thing was so overpowered. It made the game unplayable. I, in fact, only got Lara Croft. That's how far I got in this season. I only got to Lara Croft. So, yeah, that's how bad it was. I did not want to play the game. It was terrible. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Chapter 2, Season 5 is an A-tier season. I loved the Butter Barn. I loved the Battle Pass. I loved the Marksman, the what's his name? The Mandalorian's Marksman Rifle. That was crazy cool. Everything about the season was pretty cool, except for the map. The map was terrible. The map was terrible. There was really no new POIs except for the desert thing. That was it. That was the only new POI. It wasn't cool. That's why it's not S tier. Galactus, or the I'm sorry. Chapter 2, Season 4. This season was S tier. It's one of the best. I think this season's top 3. I think Chapter 2, Season 4 was the first time we got cool mythics, like extremely cool mythics. Because mythics have only been in the game for 3 seasons prior to, 3 seasons once Chapter 2, Season 2 came out. But, yeah, that season was awesome. The Battle Pass was really cool. It was when Fortnite did collabs that actually were cool. The premise of the game was around them, the collab. I think Stark Industries was one of the most competitive POIs to ever exist. And I think everything about this season was extremely cool. So it's S tier. It's top 3 seasons in my opinion. Chapter 2 Season 3 is an A tier season. It was the first season since I think Chapter 2 Season 9 that we didn't have the pump. And that was an extremely rough time for a lot of people. A lot of people had mixed emotions about the charge, including myself. I personally didn't like the charge at the time, but as it's been coming more back in reload and stuff, I've grown to actually really like the charge shotgun, but I use the tac. I like the battle pass. I just didn't like the authority. That POI pissed me off so much. The authority was not a good POI. I liked Ocean's Bottomless Chug Jug and all that cool stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that season. Whoops. Chapter 2 Season 2 is probably the best season of Fortnite ever, in my personal opinion. It was just such a cool POI. We got the introduction of mythics. We got the introduction of interactable bosses that you could actually kill, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the whole keycard thing was really cool. It felt like what Chapter 2 Season 1 should have been. And I feel like everything down to the minute details was perfect about the season. Everything was great about that season. There's nothing else I can really say. There was not one problem that I had with this season of the game. It was just absolutely perfect. Chapter 2 Season 1 was terrible. There was all but I think there was 10 updates, or not even 10. It was the longest it was one of the longest seasons in Fortnite history. It had no updates, and it just didn't. I think Epic Games thought that bringing a whole new chapter would be a big enough update. It wasn't. It was almost. I think it was 220 days or something like that. It was too long, and it was just dried out. But the battle pass was really cool. Season X. If I could put any season in F tier, this one would be the leader. This chapter 1 Season 10 was the worst season ever. I mean, it was terrible. Mechs were terrible. The map was terrible. The loot pool was terrible. Everything about this season was terrible, except for the battle pass. Battle pass was cool. Chapter 1 Season 9. This season was one of my. I started playing the game in Chapter 2 Season 3 or Chapter 1 Season 3 on a Nintendo Switch. But this was the last season I got to play on my Nintendo Switch. before it got corrupted, whatnot. I think it's B tier. Again, the battle pass was extremely cool. This is one of my favorite battle passes ever. I didn't own it because I was a little kid on the Nintendo Switch, so I didn't buy V-Bucks. But I do feel as if I do feel like the whole season was really cool. The map was good. It was when the World Cup became a thing, and that was huge. The World Cup was huge. Booga won $3 million. $3 million playing Fortnite. And that wasn't even, like, if Booga were to compete in the World Cup now, there's no shot he would win. Peterbot would win. And that was the cool part. Everyone was still adapting to the game, so the pros looked extremely good. And they still do look really good, but there's a lot of pros now. There wasn't that many pros back in Chapter 1. So this alone just makes it a great season. Chapter 2, Season 8, one of my favorite battle passes, but I think it's B tier. I think the introduction of treasure maps was really cool. Map was good. They added the volcano thing. That was pretty cool. What else is there? The live event at the end of the season was really cool, too. Yeah, it was just an overall averagely good season. I don't think when people think of Fortnite, I don't think they think of Chapter 1, Season 8. But, yeah, that's just me. Chapter 1, Season 7, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but this season's C tier. I hated the planes, and I hated the Infinity Blade. That's literally all that's wrong with the season, and the map was all snowy, and it didn't look cool, and I didn't like it at all. The Battle Pass was mediocre, in my opinion. I think it's C tier. Like, don't get mad over it, bro.